so hopefully they'll find a weapon soon, or else we're gonna have a little bit interesting. That said, it looks like we are getting started. Sanctuary chest having 5 rupees, and Link's house only having a heart container, which isn't bad early in the game. You just wish you had an item.
When there was our first map check, I caught a pendant on desert, I think the red one, and I believe one normal and one red crystal.
I saw a regular crystal in Eastern Palace, rather. Oof, and Math Girl's got it. Oh, there she is, back on track. But it looks like P-Train might be giving us a lumber check or just heading straight into the Lost Woods.
Ooh, hitting the bush crab before finding out what the pigs are, the drops are.
Uncle's got $50 for us today. That's not too bad.
Ooh,
Could be better. Oh, is that an ether medallion in Lumberjack?
that was definitely a medallion, and I also believe that was ether, so yeah, probably.
And that's the moon pearl.
So quite an interesting variety of starts here. We saw already an Houlihan from Virtual Cat, so starting off with a few more rupees.
Oh, and that is blue mail in the Lost Woods immediately, so get that extra defense up. Who needs those extra hearts?
Yeah, and there was the red crystal on Hera, and map check by Math Girl.
Confirming
more tracker friendly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, more tracker friendly than the one from NY Rambler.
Ooh, that's the bow! So we got our weapon. Consumable one.
Nice weapon.
So that puts a lot of things immediately in logic.
Not really. The bow actually puts only armors in logic if we have the lamp.
To be fair, yeah, that's. I'm just thinking of the whole long term. I suppose not so immediately with it. Whoa, were those flippers in library, or were those bombs?
I didn't quite catch that.
I'm sure chat will correct us. They're good at that. Though I have to ask, chat, can you just confirm for me really quick that you're getting sound or audio on the racers themselves? I don't know if that's me having issues. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Oh, and Virtual Cat finding more money. $300 in the chicken hut.
Not too bad. Math Girl picks up their bow.
And yeah, buying bombs since there's enough money to throw around a few.
You got plenty of cash. You got Zora money. You ain't worrying about chump change at this point.
P-Train, on the other hand, on the south route to Kakariko, farming bombs.
The potion seller only has 10 arrows for us today. Virtua Cat not having their bow, I don't think, by the tracker logic, so they can't really use those arrows. But what's in the rest of the well? That's a fighter shield. That's a small piece of heart. I think that's a bee, another bit of money, and a single arrow.
Meanwhile, P-Train going to grab that cape, which is in the race game.
Well, you've got the moon pearl, so if we find some fists, well, you'd still need a sword or a bug net to actually fight Aghanim.
Well, you will need that sword since you need to cut that curtain.
I was under the impression that the cape actually lets you go. Oh no, the curtain. The curtain. Duh. I'm sorry.
Yes, you need one sword to cut the curtain. You could need a second sword for the barrier or the cape instead, but one sword will be always needed. As
This
long
just
as
shows
we
how
don't play
tired I
swordless.
am. I don't think this one's swordless.
Yeah, hopefully it's not.
Watch, all swords in Ganon Tower.
I think that can't be since you need one. Depends where our other two pendants are, but otherwise I think that couldn't be actually. Yeah.
Stop harshing names. Yeah, Blind's HUD did not have much in it today, so aside from the bow, we're not getting a very strong start here, which is fine, just means the late game may be stacked.
There's still the South Shore to explore, and we kind of still need to find some things because we have no dark world access as of yet.
P-Train gonna take some money, get those bombs there as well as Math Girl checks the well. Virtual Cat gonna pick up their nice new clothing. Blue Yoshi now.
Mm.
Do you have a favorite color, Yoshi, Rallen?
Not really, so I probably go by the standard green one.
I'm an old school sucker. I always voted for Boshi, whatever color he was. Which I think he was blue, so that works. And chat being chat now and giving the worst seeds possible idea. God, I love how masochistic the fandom is, at least until you're actually running it. Then you're like, no, be nice to me.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really, really cruel things the seed can do to you. Fortunately, I just watched most of them, but one or two I actually played, and it's not a good feeling to play one of those.
No, it's not, but it's hilarious to watch.
That it is, for sure.
Alright, Virtua Cat heading south to the Aquafire, so we're gonna catch some new items here, see what's going on.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested that no one is actually going for an early Eastern play.
They may want to get, hopefully, like, some sort of sword, some sort of extra weapon, even if it's the Fire Rod, the Cane of Samaria, which would be another technically consumable because it relies on the magic. They're just looking for that much of an extra bit that'll make their time worthwhile, I think. But it looks like Virtual Cat, like I said, is going to give us the first glance at the Aquafire. What's in the bottom of the lake? Ooh, that's a hammer time!
Yeah, that's a quite nice thing to find. Temple
Alright.
sword damage, part of our Darkwood access.
Finally, they've got some sort of weapon. Not the best weapon, but I'm not turning that down.
And you have the bow already, so you have also a ranged weapon. And a weapon which I like to use, like a bit more than the hammer to use against mini Moldoms.
I'm thinking this may be where our real progression is. This may be where the gold mine is. The new bucks. That's another $5. That's a piece of heart. That's a glove. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
do believe they can access the Dark World now.
Yeah, they can. And
That's sad though.
P-Train...
We're not going to see any of the rabbit sprites for these ones.
Oh, P-Train is going to give us a glimpse at Agina, at least. For 3 bombs.
Math Girl's got to be careful of that heart, even though they just got a second one.
And Ryan Ramla heading straight for Hype Cave. Dark World map check. We have Skullwood's Pendant, Swamp Green Pendant, and Turtle Rock, the other red crystal.
Never a bad feeling to see Swamp Palace having a pendant, or at least not an essential pendant.
Yeah, kinda, but that also could imply that the hookshot actually might be waiting for you in Ganon's Tower. That's not something you want to search for there if you can't hover.
Ooh, that's the Kana Samaria in Hype Cave. And the flippers. Okay, Hype Cave, I'll let you pass today.
This was actually quite hype for an hype cave. Would give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Somewhere around there, the Virtua Cat is demonstrating they don't need no stinking flippers. They got the fake going on here.
Yeah, having Zora money, I can kinda get behind it, but I'm a bit interested in doing, or why it's to be done for the fire rod.
Oh, Hobo, you are stacked today. Thank you, sir.
I mean, having Dark World access, I am more in the likes with NY Rambler for going for Hype Cave, but yeah, that's a fire rod.
Considering Turtle Rock is a required dungeon, you can't turn that down.
No, definitely not. And there we got boots. Just pay 80 rupees and dig a bit, and you got a fresh new pair of
Remember
boots.
about what I said about thinking that the back end of this seed was loaded? I take that back, because we got our cash money right here.
And there is the ice rod on the waterfall ferry, so
And the mirror.
Oh god, I was about to make a retort of, well, let's see the ice rods be kinda deep into the seed, hiding somewhere, and it is found.
Was that a... Hold on a minute. Homer's screen went weird for me. It may have been just my screen, though. And yes, I'm going to call him NY Rambler Homer, just because it's easier for me.
I kinda can't keep up with what is happening. There's so much happening all over the place.
Shenanigans, that's what's happening. Looks like NY Homer is heading straight into the sewer to go ahead and check the back of that. Bunk those walls, bunk it good.
What? Zora has only arrows for us, so not really worth it to pay those 500. But
And Rambler, go ahead.
apparently there was a sword on the ledge.
Ooh, I missed that.
Let's see what Moth will show it to us again.
All I know is that NY Rambler is going dope with that choice of action. I had to make the joke. I'm not sorry.
And it indeed was a sword on the ledge. So those flippers actually give us our sword. Which then makes the fake flipper play that Mathgirl and Virtual Cat did kinda meh in retrospect, since they couldn't pick up the sword and have to go back for it if they wanted. But yeah, what do we still need for Go mode? We need our flute, we need our mitts, we need to know what the medallion requirements are.
Yeah, I mean, we know where the mirror is. That'll help us get into no mode at least.
And the hookshot.
Don't we need the lantern? No, we got the fire rod. I take that back. Okay, sure. The lamp is technically required for Eastern, but when you have your fire rod, you kind of start to not give a crap about the lantern.
Well, at least if you have enough experience with dark rooms.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few easy ones like in Eastern, but the more tricky ones, especially in Misery Maya or in Palace of Darkness, you might want to have that lamp for if you're not comfortable with those.
Well, NY is showing off his flippers, or at least sort of showing them off, considering that he's going to take a visit to the Scam King. And back to the Dark World for Math Girl, and I think she's actually heading for Skull Woods.
Yep. Being swordless, so not being able to find Mothula, but since Skullwoods is a pendant, do you even want to do fight Mothula? Especially this early into the seed.
They may be just checking out the items, but speaking of swords, excuse me, NY Rambler gets that sword.
Yeah, and is probably heading in a similar direction right now. And Vitra Cat, now having flippers, is actually going back to pick up that sword that had to be left behind the first time around here.
Never a good feeling when you have to retrace your steps in one of these.
It definitely, especially if the flippers were so close by.
Feels bad, man.
And we found a bottle with red goo in Skullwoods.
Oh, great. Excellent. I need a drink of that. Pep me up, boy. Oh, I don't think she can actually hear me. Well, I'll drink it in spirit. Virtua Cat heading back into the Dark World as NY searches Skullwood, see if they're going to get any progression. We know they're going to get a bottle, but Math Girl hasn't gotten far enough to know if there's anything else worthwhile.
Math Girl trying to get to the big chest with the bomb jump, but without the sword not getting that setup right, and now doing a bit more of the vanilla way.
Donk.
For a small key.
Just walking along the outskirts of those drops. What's in the box? It's a key. Feels bad, man. Chat is reporting that we've got a heart container on Graveyard Ledge. I didn't catch that, but, I mean, it can be hard to watch 4 things at once, and that's why we have chat.
And while Rambler just bonking over that gap. Nice little advantage of having the boots.
P-Train going ahead and gonna clear Eastern Palace.
Yeah, assuming... Oh. Does P-Train actually not have the mirror yet?
I don't recall them going into the waterfall cave.
Yeah, it would be really nice in this seed to just combine Pot and Eastern, but
Yeah.
I think didn't follow those flippers yet. Oh. That's a hint you not really want to read, that you actually do need to do the coffee break if you want to finish era. And with the silvers on Graveyard Edge.
I mean, I'd take them. Those are
Okay.
definitely something you don't want to turn down if they're so free.
Yeah, and NY Rambler now, when doing Depot Eastern combo, actually has pretty easy boss fights.
Alright, NY, does the Dead King have anything for us? They got $5.
Oh, more like 20, but yeah.
Oh, $20. They got money for us.
Eastern apparently not yielding anything too impressive yet. And Bumper Cave Ledge only having more money. So no need to take the cape there. Chess game. More bucks. So quite a bit of money we are finding right now, but not really more progress.
Yoshi's going. Virtua Cat is going ahead and making the other, their own King's Tomb and Graveyard ledge checks. NY peering through Thieves' Town. So we might get some new progression here, but first let's see what's on the Armos, because I wasn't counting in the chests. That is a nice quick Armos fight. Lincoln, you'll miss it.
4 3 bombs. Oh, and that is the flute in Thieves Town.
All right, that's gonna make it nice and easy to awaken the goose.
Yep, just finish Thieves Town, pull out the mirror, and play that song. Oh, and Math Girl apparently making the play to the back of Skull Woods to check one more chest for the second item.
Excuse me.
Math Girl doing back of Skull Woods.
Yoshi getting Virtua Cat getting some bombs in C-shaped house. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna refer to them as their sprites. Worst commentator ever.
Ooh, there was a Bombus medallion in the brewery.
Ooh. So at least that's one possible or 1/3 of a chance that we can get into Turtle Rock and Mire.
And Math Girl being rewarded for the play with the knowledge that Skullwood has absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, sometimes that's okay, but at least you know for sure you don't need to bother with Mothula.
Yeah. So, NY Rambler now on the way to pick up that maiden.
I mean, I'd rescue her.
Eh,
She seems sweet and unassuming and harming. I mean, oh, she's even got a mushroom and she's doing mushrooms in the cell. I take that everything I said back.
Yeah. I'm not really sure you want to pick up that maiden in an...
I'm just really concerned for her now. Honey, there's better choices to make. But actually, this explains quite a lot.
Definitely. Especially the looks which are about to come out now.
Archers give gifts tied with a bow. This is such a good fight if you can just get it right. If you have enough HP to tank what hits there, because it's always going to be the same every time, as long as you don't die.
Well, and if you have some magical capes on hand, you just pull them out and make the last stage of the fight that much easier.
Alright, well, we've got our crystal, our very first crystal of the race. Go NY Rambler.
That is
That
actually
is.
not true, since
Oh,
T-Train is already the armored
you're right.
one. But
I
yeah,
beg your pardon. Thank you very much for correcting me. I even mentioned that.
yeah. Sometimes you forget things if you're just a little bit tired.
Just a little bit. Sometimes you forget things even if you're fully awake, if it's in my case. I mean, I got chronic CRS. Can't remember. Oh, shoot. What was that?
Hmm.
That was the Bombos.
So yeah, we're now in the stage of clearing out what dungeons are available to us, and are on the hunt for those myths, since they're locking the last part of our game. Meanwhile, Mathgirl, a bit struggling in the Dark World, still having no sword.
Well, they've got to get those flippers, and to get the flippers, she needs to go to Hype Cave. She hasn't got the cane, which will also be required, so I bet she's going to be a little frustrated when she does reach that. For now, Virtua Cat and P-Train are going ahead and retracing the Thief Town steps. We already know what they're going to be getting out of that. NY Rambler, meanwhile, is navigating one of the dark room. Oh, no, wait, that was Death Mountain. I suppose the dark room is in Death Mountain. And the old man has a boomerang for us today.
Yeah, kinda makes sense to do that play. With the flute, you have logical access to everything but the old man, but having a sword, you can just easily do that dark room and get one item and unlock the third starting point, from which you can easily flute all over the world. Oh, and I spotted some myths lying on Spectacle Rock.
Ooh. That won't be too long to get. Was that a second sword I saw?
I think so, since NY Rambler seems to be one of picking up that.
That is definitely something you don't want to just wave off.
Surely not.
And what's our hint, too? That is definitely the Master Sword.
And that's a bottle in the purple chest.
Not something you have to worry about too much, but it's a nice hint to get.
Yep. At least you know you don't have to do that one. Meanwhile, the other three runners giving out high fives inside and outside of Thieves Town.
Alright, everyone, salute the goose. Even though we can't hear the anthem, we may hear it another time. The duck is a muck. Mallard has heard its Ballard. And Homer also got a pair of gloves. Yoshi just going ahead and using their fire rod, prepping for that fake powder trick, I believe.
Yep.
While NY goes ahead and heads into Tower of Hera. And
Picking up some half magic.
everybody is looking for something. Did you know that, Rowland?
No, that's actually news to me. What are they looking for? I guess something, but
I think we're
Yeah.
looking for go mode right now.
kinda.
Just get your coffee break in the meantime.
Yeah. Keep trying doing the swordless blind fight. But seemingly having really solid hammer strats. Now pulling off the Cane of Sumeria for the last phase. Which may be a bit slower, but actually makes it more easy to dodge. Since you do not have to focus on following that head to hit it. That's well done. And having now a second crystal.
Ooh.
That bomb jump didn't
Oh!
work out.
Poor NY. And we've got another bird being the word here, as chat pointed out, the very obvious one, but what you gonna do? Oh, that's a tempered sword for NY Rambler.
That's nice to find.
Mm-hmm. That is straight up Ganon damage.
Yeah, so no need to bother with Master Sword Cannon. We have the silvers, so not even silverless cannon. That big pig shouldn't be a problem at all. D-Train now picking up Ice Rod and Mirror. Marthgirl getting a bit bullied by those enemies in Thieves Town, but luckily getting a fairy drop in between to just get that health refill.
And once again, everybody is looking for something, guys. And man, if you could see my screen right now, you would see Math Girl fighting blind on a yellow background, but also dying on the standard red. Rip and pepperonis, my friend. At this point, though, I would definitely have to say Ramblers in the lead. They're tied crystal-wise with P-Train, but in terms of knowledge and equipment, I think that they're better off, and they're just about to check Paradox Cave. So I mean, that's like 6-7 checks right there.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to say, depending on how long Eastern versus Hera respectively is.
Mm-hmm.
And where Ramda at least looks to be in the best position here.
All right, Emma, you've got bombs. You've got more bombs. You had money downstairs. You got a tiny little heart that doesn't count. But that tiny heart, I suppose, counts. More bombs, and Paradox Cave was absolute garbage.
Yeah, I mean, with so much already found, Paradox Cave actually turned out to be pretty bad most of the time.
Well, I suppose one of the caves has to actually be correct.
Master still having a sword, but at least now having some nice new boots. And P-Train not messing with any bomb jumps, just hovering that gap. And Turtle Rock needs that ether we know that is on Lumberjack. So, people here in the audience, we haven't required Egger 1.
Rip of Rooney. Oof, and nothing in Hookshot Cave's first couple of checks, which are within logic because bonking like that has been proven to be in the game for those of you who don't know, and I'll bring that up later when it comes up as to how we know that it is required or that it is an accepted form.
And NY Ramda checking the second medallion, which turns out to be Quake.
Oh, okay.
Which we don't have either yet. And getting a bit to read and some literacy out of the Maya chat.
Now, did you see anything in Meyer Shed? Because I was glancing at a different screen. I'm watching Math Girl on that one.
There was literacy in the Maya chat.
Ah. Well, that's convenient, seeing as we're at the Desert Palace and we don't need literacy anymore. Books are for lame people, guys.
Yeah, and then the hookshot will be on one of the tablets. And
Oh,
we
okay.
actually
Books.
need it.
Did you know a piece of heart's in Mimic Cave?
Not until now, but at least we don't have to check that yet.
Mm-hmm.
As of now.
Ooh. Virtua Cat getting blocked by one of those enemies, or blocked by one of those enemies.
Ugh, that rocks. What? So much for the hookshot to search think we found it on the pyramid.
Heyo!
So this is a full-on hunt for the Quake medallion now.
Virtua Cat not quite getting that bonk jump there.
Yeah, that enemy is saying, nope, you're not bunking here.
Nope. I'm sorry, did you want to progress? This is now a Legend of Zelda 2.1. You can, in parentheses, not, end parentheses, progress.
So I just read a comment about Quake could be literally anywhere, and I kind of have to agree since it can be literally anywhere.
I'm going to
on...
laugh if Catfish has it.
I thought of something in the other upper corner of the world, a bit
Oh
more
no.
to the left.
Oh no,
Still
you're
a
hoping for
possibility.
pedestal! Well, Catfish only has a shovel, so we can diggy holes.
I mean, it would be kinda ironic, wouldn't it, for both required medallions to be on the probably worst possible spots you
Give
could
me that
imagine.
Agaped seed, man. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I got excited for this seed now. Just the very real possibility that Control Our Runners has filled me with a new vigor. But hey, Math Girl got their sword. Yatta!
And Rama decided to take on that Smith chain. And it's just a red boomerang. In the hammer packs.
Alright, dwarves, you've got some heart for us today. They're making love.
But yeah, I just thought about what some other possibilities the chat pointed out, and wouldn't it be quite hilarious for the lamp to be on the pedestal
I'll
for
take
our
that
seed
as well.
logic?
And my Rambler also going to be using the fake powder trick. Unfortunately, I believe it was just a little bit of a love bit here.
Yeah, it was not really something exciting.
I don't recall screaming or cackling over it, but then again, no, I was paying attention for this one. Unlike the other ones. Chat, just so you know, I'm joking. I pay attention for everything. It's just my level of attention can vary. So yes, I'm watching you right now.
Better not say anything.
Rallin is smart.
But yeah, I'm kinda impressed. We should have access to Palace of Darkness for quite some time now, although not completely in logic, but none of the runners had actually bothered to go over there yet.
Rip. The dream has died, apparently. Well, what you gonna do? You're just gonna deal with it. That's what you do when you're running randos, or in my case, watching them, because if I ran them, we would be here for about 4 hours.
There is our Quake medallion on the table.
Hey! That's not too bad.
Yep, we are in full-on no mode as of this point. And I don't know if Rambler checked it, but if Rambler knows where that ether medallion is, Rambler would actually be in go mode, but needs magic to open Misery Maya, which is not or is not available due to doing the fake powder glitch. So it seems there's a little restock trip in order.
Alright, and my Rambler picking up some blue drink. Nothing wrong with that, always useful. While Math Girl's going to take her coffee break.
Yeah. Equipped with a Master Sword, this shouldn't be much of a problem either.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like NY is going ahead into the mire.
So P-Train paying that monkey to do just a quick hops up there and pushing a button. After back from that coffee break, unfortunately being a bit too far left in those whatever they are, so
I call them pegs.
needed to switch those switches a few more times. But yeah, it will be quite interesting to see who actually is gonna take this one, since right now P-Train is and will still be in the lead regarding crystals, but Ramda does actually have the knowledge advantage, already having found Quake. And Tempered Sword for Masker.
Mm-hmm. Bet that's nice to see after having to go swordless for so long. Just 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Although at this point it's probably getting into your head the question, why couldn't be one of this a bit earlier? And Virtua Cat's about to getting that Quake medallion.
Uh-huh. Math Girl taking advantage of that tempered sword to just pretty much destroy Moldororm. Oh, okay, that was close.
Still activating that rage mode. with tempered sword, you really wanna make sure you get a slash and a spin or 3 slashes in. Otherwise, you will activate that rage mode if you get a poke in. And apparently, while I was not paying attention, P-Train managed to find that lamp in Palace of Darkness, which put all of the things we did out of logic until now actually back into logic.
What's logic to a speedrunner, though, or a speed racer?
It's something meant to be broken and smashed into pieces. Yeah, and I really can't, really don't pay attention, as I think Virtual Cat actually is in more or less go mode, or
I mean, my eyes are glued to NY Rambler's screen at this point. I'm going to be honest. I'm just like, come on, dude.
yeah. The question is, who of our runners did do that lumberjack check? I just know that P-Train did it for sure. So
I have 1 hour in, and I have forgotten who made that check. I believe, like, most of them did, but I'm pretty sure at least one missed it.
yeah, that's kind of the point, and I'm not so sure that Rambler actually did it.
If I may, it sounds like you have a co-commentator in the background as well.
Do I?
I heard whistling.
Hmm.
And I don't think that's coming from the game. All right, chat. Which one of you invaded our comms and is whistling in the background?
I don't know if there are the birds doing some really bird things outside. Maybe they are trying to get in here. I don't know.
Maybe you should play the flute for them.
Probably.
Alright, that said, P-Train is making short work of the Helmasaur King with his tempered sword. Who needs silver arrows when you've got that bacon blade there? That is a heart piece and another crystal for them.
Yep, that's number 4. But still missing both those medallions that are needed and the hookshot. Meanwhile, blink and you missed that boss fight NY Rambler just did, kind of. And it's gone.
Ooh, and that was very much a blink and you'll miss it Vitreous fight there. Getting another crystal for NY Rambler.
That is number 3.
But of note, P-Train has 4, and they're going to Aga, so it looks like someone did check Lumberjack ledge. Smash that barrier, buddy.
P-Train was the one person I know did that check.
Mm-hmm.
Because P-Train was the one to showed us 1 minute into the seed and getting us excited. And doing that Aga will put P-Train on that pyramid to collect the hookshot. So there will only be the need for Bombo's tablet to be checked, and P-Train will be in go mode. And from the looks of it, NY Rambler does not know where that ether medallion is, since the check of the back of Sasrada actually wouldn't be done in that case.
It looks like we're getting a check in Spike Cave. I don't remember getting a hint for this guy.
No, but we know there couldn't be something too useful.
Hmm.
I mean, a heart piece is okay. Could be worse. A little bit more health is still kinda relevant with Marco being only at 8 hearts now. But yeah, this seat had a lot of items, but not that much of love for us today. Still none of the runners featured here having more than the first row of hearts. Not that usual for an seat 1 hour in. And Marco now doing that fake powder. Will be getting one more hot piece. Oh no, hard container. My bad. And the powder was in Palace of Darkness. Okay, I kinda missed that too. Interesting.
There's another Aga ball. How many blue balls? I don't think we've got any blue balls on P-Train, unless I've been missing that.
I think I caught at least one.
Okay.
And here is definitely one.
May have been when I was looking at NY. Oh, there's that. That predetermined lightning. So you know you can just go ahead and do your dance at the top of the screen. And down goes Aghanim, and P-Train is doing this dance with him. Says, don't worry, buddy, we're in this together. All right, and off to the hook shot.
While Rambler clean up Eastern. Getting one more hard piece, I believe, here. Yep. And Asgore now collecting those silver arrows. Finishing out the Ganon equipment. And P-Train with picking up that leader now one medallion away from go mode, as is NY Rambler.
It's just a matter of who's going to get that last one first.
Yeah, and they're both in locations you will not just go check this late in the seed just easily. So it's kind of interesting. And Virtual Cat also being only that ether medallion away from go mode. Might actually have still a chance in this. If Lumberjack is gonna be checked. And Math Girl going to get that revenge on blind. 10 hearts, tempered sword, blue mail. Trying the other tablet for the wrong tablet for the medallion, unfortunately.
Nope, just 10 arrows for this one.
And is probably heading now over for Turtle Rock.
Math Girl making good use of that cape for the blind fight. With half magic, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, the big question, where are those respective medallions? Where is Ether? Where is Quake? With no hints to point to either of them. Kinda have you to go and see for yourself. I mean, I would probably would give a slight edge to Virtual Cat and NY Ramda since the Ether medallion is easier to spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Swamp being a pendant, and that's the only way to really go make checking that almost have it a bit more attractive. That's not something which would be high on P-Train's priority list.
I'm just watching P-Train doing the dance. Let me show you the dance of my people. It's called the spiral outfit. But yeah, we know where the last medallions are. We're pretty much in no mode, aren't we?
Yes, we are, and that for quite a while already. So it's just the question of what do the runners do and who finds it first. I mean, technically, Ramda is still looking for that hook shot, but
Yeah.
seeing that Ether medallion and doing Aga instantly will more or less directly lead to the hook shot.
Since we don't know for sure they've checked Lumberjack Ledge, we don't know for sure that they know that Aga is required one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, assuming from at least watching Ramda, assuming from the checks that are being done, we can probably say Lumberjack is not known.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be wasting time.
Yeah, probably. And same, I would say for Virtual Cat, there were checks still that wouldn't be necessarily done if either location was known. But yeah, it's not easy to make that check if you didn't do it early. And you already have done your boots and your graveyard ledge check.
Mm-hmm.
Virtual Cat now getting doing that Maya play. Finishing out more crystals. Ooh, and Mathgirl deciding to turn that red potion into a blue potion. With some roundabout ways. Doing a little fireworks in the potion shop. Yep. And now Mathgirl deciding on going to pick up that ether medallion.
Alright.
Meanwhile, P-Train finding red mail. But with this kind of seed, I am very interested, since in this race there are more than those 4 we are showing here. That if any of the non-featured racers might actually have been taken another route, and what times are actually possible. We will see. Oh, and Witcher Cat getting sniped there by a Medusa head.
That's never good. That is never a good feeling.
No, that is one of the worst feelings. P-Train haven't cleared out Turtle Rock, not finding that Quake medallion, which we know some bombos. Gonna head down to Trinix and finish out the crystal number 5. And NY Rambler doing the same kind of play, going for Ice Palace. Going for crystal number 6. But if Rambler would decide to do play into or dip into Swamp Palace, at least the big chest wouldn't be interesting now. Just more cash.
Nice.
Oh, Mathgirl trying to do the Lampless Agger. Gets the torch here with the fire rod, so now a little bit light to spare. Still needs that key, but is now done with the dark runes. Oh, and then hint for the Sword and Tower Pharaoh, which we already collected. So thank you, game.
Thanks.
Nice diary entry. Same for Virtual Cat with a unique item at the Great Ferry. Well, there were 2. Pick your choosing.
mean, there's not much that could be in there at this point, item-wise.
Yeah, I mean, with having Mirror and Ice Rod already at the Waterfall Ferry, that hint is more than done. But we will see the other ferry if it holds even more unique items. Nope, just a bottle. Ooh, and P-Train heading back into the castle now, apparently doing the front office cape, I would assume. Just a piece of art. Ten arrows. And 10 arrows again in the front of
Boy,
the
we
cape.
are running out of items here, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, our runners went all over the place, each one in different order to different locations, so
Mm-hmm.
not much more to find. I think the only unique items that are still missing are the Cane of Burner and the Bumphead.
Yeah. And it's pretty much the race, I think, has been narrowed down to P-Train and NY Rambler. It's just a matter of P-Train having the advantage of having already gone through Agam, knowing Agam was required, and NY just has Turtle Rock left, but you don't really want to do Turtle Rock without the hook shot.
I mean, you can't really do Turtle Rock if you don't have that Ether Medallion.
Mm-hmm, exactly. That too. So it looks like a little bit frustrated while waiting for the ride to come pick him up.
And that's now another person probably checking the front of his cape now. Because NY Rambler is making the right direct, or is going into the right direction, but since there were no indication of knowing where that Ether Medallion is, an Aga play at this point would be outright weird.
P-Train heading into Ice Palace.
Yep, same for Witcher Cat. Neck and neck.
Mm-hmm. Further confirmation that you don't need to touch swamp. That NY is going through the escape now in an effort to find that hookshot and that medallion. We already know where they are, so sucks to be you, Homer.
Probably. So Math Girl now doing the check and back of escape.
We already know that doesn't really have much in there.
What? At least a nice map for the escape and the key.
Mm-hmm. NY Rambler making quick work of that ball and chain trooper. With the tempered sword, you're not really worried about them anymore.
And apparently NY Rambler does know about the Ether Medallion and was really just looking for that hookshot, which will be even more annoying since that hookshot was always at the end of just doing Aga. So at this point, NY Rambler is in full-on go mode. Since the next item he will be picking up is not the Ether Medallion, which he thinks he's going for, but the hookshot, which will just be lying on the way.
Mm-hmm. Math Girl going ahead, checking checkerboard cave. Still trailing behind everyone else, but still in this do not counter out of the race.
Definitely, this is still doable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Master should know about the Ether Medallion on Lumberjack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's checked that.
Having done Aga, there would be no reason to do it otherwise. So it's just that Quake Medallion missing. Also, and then it's just rush the dungeons. But yeah, at least here on Restream it now seems that Rambler is actually quite a bit in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And behind that, it's a race between Virtual Cat and P-Train having the same amount of or not having the same amount. P-Train actually having one more, but doing the same dungeon at least right now.
Well, it looks like Virtua Cat has Ice Palace and Turtle Rock to go. And P-Train has Ice Palace and Misery Mire to go.
Alright, they have the same amount of crystals, they just have different dungeon to
Exactly.
finish out.
Now they're both doing Ice
Right.
Palace, so after this, they're both going to have one to go. But so is NY Rambler. Now correct me. I'm sorry. My sleepy brain is sleepy. If you have the hook shot, can you get into Turtle Rock?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you don't need that fully. Just you kind of go in the back way.
I mean, you still need the hookshot for GT, and you have to find it eventually. And while you can gamble on it being in GT itself, you really don't wanna.
Mm-hmm.
So probably NY Rambler was doing a bit more looking around for the hookshot before finally doing that play to
I bet they're going to be happy seeing it,
the
though.
medallion. Yeah,
Just like, hello! Pick up your ride, your fly ride.
so now it's decision time for P-Train. Which pendant dungeon to dip? It looks like it's gonna be Skullwoods. Finish now the moth fight. Or is this gonna be Smith chain play? Nope, that looks like Skullwoods.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's NY going to pick up their Ether medallion.
So at long last, at 1:21 and 4 seconds, NY Rambler officially hit in go mode.
Only one dungeon left, too. That's got to feel good. And you can go straight from Turtle Rock to Ganon's Tower.
Yep, Heaven Tempered Sword, Heaven Blue Mail, and the silvers pretty much have everything you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
This will just be going to find that big key, which unfortunately is in its vanilla location. So no skipping lava chest today, but yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. And a pet check from pre-train. Just cultures. So gets the knowledge of pendant bosses not needed for their pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and now P-Train on the way to the portal near Swamp. Will the Swamp be dipped first, or will be the Bombus tablet check be made first?
Confirmed. Just couch cash on the pedestal. Move along.
P-Train heading for K45 apparently first. And Vidra Cat apparently on the way to Lumberjack. Or is our Bongrok so nope, that's gonna be a Lumberjack check, so Vidra Cat gonna hit that no mode.
Mm-hmm.
Flew straight to 4, running up and to the castle. And P-Train on the way to the Bombos medallion to pick up Quake. Bombos tablet to pick up Quake medallion. That's how it's
Feels good.
recorded. So this is kind of a race for the other two runners. Cat unfortunately having to do the 2 long dungeons. P-Train having not too long dungeon left to go, but having an additional mountain climb on top of it. And NY Rambler got taken a bite out from himself.
Well, we already know how to get through Turtle Rock the most easy way at this point, but
Yeah, but still.
race. It's a race between them in Turtle Rock and P-Train and Meyer, but P-Train also has to climb back up the Death Mountain. Other than that, they're both fairly matched. P-Train does not have silvers on the tracker, and I don't see that they have them on the screen, so that's going to hurt a little bit.
That is true. That's a little advantage for Rambler at this point.
Meanwhile, NY saying, "Ooh, I got my powder. I'm going to get some fairies, please. Thank you." I think that's probably one of... Oh gosh, he's got the outfit. I think one of my favorite things to do in the Zelda series is the anti-fairy trick. Just being able to go, "Oh, you're going to kill me? No, you're not." It's so dumb, but it's like, it's so life-saving at times.
So, and NY Rambler trying to steal that key here should probably notice that there's still an important key missing, actually, which is the a little bit bigger one.
Oh boy. Well, he's gonna find out in a minute for sure. Oh!
And now
Just
trying,
kind of...
trying to bonk over there back to the other side, which is technically possible, but apparently NY Rambler doesn't quite get it right now.
Isn't that illegal in the opens?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just a bonk over, no, literally just bonking there, and you magically land on the wrong side of that barrier, so I don't know how you would classify that.
I thought I remembered someone getting disqualified for it, but my memory.
I mean, if you allow things like hammer jump and T1 hover.
That's very true. That's very true.
Bollock side or in Misery Mire. I kinda wouldn't really see it, but yeah. It didn't work anyway, so no reason to think too hard about it. And with that time that NY Ramble lost here, P-Train is making steady progress here. Catching up quite a bit and overtaken, probably at this point.
Alright, red mail for NY Rambler. What a classy looking Homer.
Yeah, and P-Train already collected that silver 7th crystal. Chat is free to spam those numbers on a little game that most
Would you like
of
to
us
explain it,
know
or would you like me to?
play. I mean, I can do it.
By all means, go for it.
Yeah, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where that big key could be hiding, and we like to guess where it actually is. You can type your guess into the chat, your number that you think of the location. Yeah, we will end the guesses when the first runner hits GT or enters GT, which will be P-Train at this point. And from there on, we will count with that exact person. Since this is no official tournament match or otherwise something more official, we won't play with the bot or have a leaderboard for it actually, but we can still do it just for fun. And P-Train is in. We've taken no more guesses, and our number one is the small key on the torch. Number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Few hearts, some arrows, nothing
And jump
interesting.
change.
And NY Ramler finishing up Trinex, struggling a little bit there, but getting it done in the end. Number 6 and 7, not the big key. We're closing in on the numbers 8 to 11. And NY Ramler is about to enter GT.
Now again, what's going to make the difference in the Ganon? Not have silver. To the boss key.
You were cutting out there a bit, but
Oh, I beg your
yeah.
I hope I got through. You think I'm cutting off? You should see my feed. This is, yeah, insane.
Well, at least we found all the unique items, since the missing Cane of Burner and the Bucknet were in GT.
We know where everything is. Now, we don't have a runner who has everything, but, we got it.
But yeah, we see the full-on Dark Magician routing from P-Train. Checking chest number 12. Clearing out ice armors as Mothquill takes down Helmasaur King.
Ooh, and I get to bring up in this tower, and I hope I'm actually coming through correctly.
I don't think you did, actually.
Yeah. All right, let's try that again. There is a section in this tower that is only, and I mean only, attainable through a bonk jump. And it's coming up. I'll point out when, but that is the reason we as gamers, players, watchers, what have you, know for a fact that bonk jumps were considered by the programmers of this game to be a valid technique. because there's no way to get to that area otherwise, whether it be through the Canis Samaria. I mean, you could technically hover dash, I suppose, but that we know is pretty much kind of a exploit, I suppose. And it's right here with P-Train's screen, that cracked wall on the bottom. Fun bit of trivia for you.
Yeah.
But as it is, P-Train is going through the gauntlet. NY Rambler is straining to catch up. He has to hope, even though he doesn't know. We have to hope, I suppose, for him that P-Train's lack of silver arrows will make the difference and allow for NY to catch up. Or if you're a P-Train fan, hope that doesn't make him slow too much.
Unfortunately for NY Rambler, I think taking the longest route there is possible to get the big key. Doing left side, I believe, until random room and then going over for right side. So it's losing more and more time, and I think this might actually be enough time for P-Train to do the silverless at this point. But yeah, as for our guessing game, the number actually was 14 for the big key guessing game, and is that one of our trackers actually that did the right guess?
Yeah.
Because I believe there is a person with the Twitch name of Ellie Song or something like that. I hope I didn't botch the pronunciation too much. Which guessed the 14 and is one of our trackers. So, congratulations for winning that guessing game.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, and P-Train not even bothering with Molon 2, just straight up hovering over to the finish line of Ganon's Tower. Great finishing out. Agatu is now on to the big pig as Witcher Cat takes down Trinix and now can also get into GT. And bosses taken down everywhere as armor falls prey to Math Girl's silver arrows.
All right, guys, we're getting the fun bit. So make your bets whether P-Train will be able to get through this or if NY will be able to catch up.
The NY just entering that gauntlet is still quite a way behind, and I think that is more than enough time for P-Train.
I mean, you never know. I've seen some good runs just suddenly tank when they fell off. So this is not over yet by any means.
Yeah, but it's not just the difference of silvers versus non-silvers.
No.
This year would actually be needing to be a Ganon for
Yeah,
P-Train
exactly like I was
still
saying.
use that.
Falling off.
And at first it's been actually a bit too early, but getting the torch glitch, which is a bit more important for Silverless. Another spin that was a bit too early, so it actually froze Ganon. But got already 3 in. 4, 5, if I didn't miscount.
Ganon's just bouncing all over the place there.
One more, I believe. I missed that one. And down goes the big pig.
All right. On off face. He's got this. And now he has a 1/3 bridge to victory.
Yeah, and P-Train finishes in this race first in the restream with a time of 1:41 and 41 seconds, which actually is 5th place overall in this race.
Good job for him.
So while we wait for P-Train to come up here and join us for an interview, we can maybe just shortly announce that Sheer or Shire or whatever you pronounce it has won this race with a time of 1 hour 31 minutes and 24 seconds. BBB Kermit getting 2nd place with a time of 1 hour 36 and 59 seconds, and Runner Watcher finishing 3rd with a time of 1 hour 39 and 58 seconds. And in 4th place we have Hulu Ninja with a time from 1 hour 41 minutes and 14 seconds.
All right, and it sounds like we'll have P-Train here in just a moment. And in fact, there's the doorbell. Ding, ding. It's our restreaming winner. Hey, P-Train, how you doing? How's your...
So
But there goes NY Rambler into their pig fight.
yeah, we're kind of not hearing anything. You say something, P-Train, so...
Hello, sorry, I didn't hear y'all announce that I'd entered chat.
Hey,
okay.
it's all right. How
Yeah.
you doing, man? How was that run feeling?
It felt good and it felt bad, in both kind of the same way.
That's fair. What was the item that you feel gave you the most trouble on this? Which one gave you the most, oh god, why, when you finally got it?
I don't know that I really felt that over any item, honestly. It was probably whenever I found out Meyer was Quake. More so than actually finding Quake, I was just disappointed to see that Meyer was Quake. Because I kind of had this, oh crap moment on Death Mountain. When I found mitts and a sword back to back, I was like, wow. If Meyer and Turtle Rock are Ether and Bombos, or some combination of the two, I might be in go mode.
You're in business if it's like that.
Yeah, I mean Pendant Swamp, hookshot. I don't really need it. It ended up being pretty along the way, so I was glad I didn't waste time hovering that garbage of a hookshot cave.
Yeah. That was definitely a thing.
But yeah, took a gamble on Turtle Rock having Quake. That didn't pan out. Ended up, I was going to do Swamp because I wanted to follow the hookshot, but then remembered, hookshot is kind of Ice Palace too, kind of, depending on key layout. Ended up not being the case, and then I just ended up checking other stuff.
It sounds like we've got NY Rambler here as well.
Hey guys, GG.
GG Rambler.
GG P-Train.
Evan actually finished in 11th place in the race with a time of 1:45.25.
So I'm a little upset because I could have been in go mode a half hour into this race.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too upset because if I'd gone right side and saw that, I might not have checked Bomo's tablet until like the very end. So it was like pros and cons throughout the entire seed based on where that hookshot was and where the Quake was, because those were the two items I think that were the most trolly for most runners, I would assume, in this race. Unless you didn't check AGA, which I told everyone in SRL, the last three letters were AGA. I knew AGA was going to be required, and I was right.
Yeah, it actually was kind of interesting to see all four runners go on about it, since we were pretty much in no mode about 30 minutes into the seed.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
if I had gone like after Hype Cave, if I had gone to Pyramid and Catfish before going to Digging Game, I would have got my hook shot early, but I might not have gone back for boots until later. So in retrospect, getting the boots 10 minutes in her Digging Game was really good on my part. But then I'm spending the entire rest of the seed saying, all right, where's this lamp? Where's this hook shot? And I didn't need lamp, but I wanted it. And it turns out it was in pod.
Of course.
After I did Mire in the Dark, mind you.
Yeah, so what got me was I felt comfortable taking the Turtle Rock gamble, ironically, because I knew that hookshot was on Pyramid, so there might have been a significant number of people who had to backtrack up into Turtle Rock, or had to backtrack up to Death Mountain for Hookshot Cave. So I felt okay making another trip up for Turtle Rock. And then after that, there was a decision of, do I follow Hookshot into Ice Palace, or do I follow Hookshot into Swamp, or do I do Ice Palace? I ended up full clearing Ice Palace that had garbage in it. And then I was going to do Swamp, but then I thought, well, I have the book. Let me check Pedestal first and get the item out of the back of Skull Woods. So I did that. The item in back of Skull Woods was junk. Pedestal was dead. So then I was actually going to do Swamp Palace. I was like, you know what? Let me clean up this area. I did in this order. I did K45, Dig Spot, and then Bomo's Tablet. And of course, Bomo's Tablet having Quake, that was my go mode.
Yeah, I was following the logic, basically item for item. Like once I got Dark World access, go to Hype Cave. Oh, there's the flippers. Let me check the flipper location. Oh, there's the mirror. Let me go do this. Oh, there's the flute. Let me go to this. Oh, there's the Titansmiths. Oh, and it was all in progression, but I was getting other things along the way. Like Samaria was along the way, Ice Rod was along the way, and I'm like, all right, all I need are medallions, hookshot, and lamp, and I'm in go mode. And this is like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, if Meyer had been anything other than Quake, I think I would have had a 37-minute go mode or something like that.
Yeah, if I had gotten hookshot and then gotten Digging Game, like mitts were on the Spectacle Rock and Mirror. Okay, so because of where Mirror was, that's why I didn't go to Catfish right away, or Pyramid Fairy, or Pyramid side of Pyramid to get hookshot. But if I had hookshot and then gone to get the boots, I'm probably in go mode in 30 minutes, and I'm probably at the 120 range.
Yeah, outside of this being an Agassiz, Pyramid was kind of nasty to route in, because we got early flute in Thieves Town, and anytime you get flute, Pyramid Ledge just becomes such a slow check to route in.
Well, when I got Dark World access at 9 minutes in at the Mini Muldrum Cave, the first thing I did was go to Hype Cave, and when I got flippers there, I was like, all right. Then I had two routes in my mind. I was like, all right, either do Catfish and Pyramid Ledge, or go do Stumpy and Digging Game, and then save and quit and go do the Zora checks, the Flipper checks. And one had the hookshot, one had the boots. Which one was better? I mean, in retrospect, getting the hookshot early, I'm checking Digging Game a lot more sooner than I'm checking Side of Pyramid, that's for sure.
I don't know that hookshot was technically required in this. I mean, I'm like outside of just being in go mode. I don't think hookshot actually unlocked anything. So
no, it didn't.
Right? I much rather would have picked that up after Aga rather than any other sequence.
Technically, the boots weren't required either.
Oh yeah, but I'd rather have boots and a hookshot.
Actually, wait a minute. They were because of the key on Ganon's torch. Because I full cleared Ganon's tower minus Tile Room, and I'm assuming Tile Room had a small key. That small key on the ledge might have been in Logic. So I grabbed that, and then I did like Hope Room to left side all the way to Rando Room. Then I mirrored, went right side, skipping.
Oh yeah, Julio Ninja brings up a good point. Ether was required, so boots are absolutely required.
Oh right, yeah, Ether was required. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was a little bit worried about my GT routing because I did a short Dark Magician, but then there wasn't a small key in Hope Room.
Yeah.
And right side was trash, so I was like, all right, well, I guess we're doing full Dark Magician. Because, like, literally nobody else did right side because there wasn't a key to do it.
Well, I did right side also.
Okay, cool. Did you do the short Dark Magician then?
I went Hope Room, mirror, left to Rando Room, mirror, right to Compass Room to Ice Armor.
Okay, I went straight to Dark Magician or Stalfos Room, and then mirror did Hope Room and right side.
Yeah, okay.
So, because anytime I don't get a small key in that Hope Room, I always just do the full Dark Magician because it's really rare that people actually make the play that you made. So, and you lose like a minute if you lose a minute if the key is on the left side doing that play. So it's really slow. So I did the full Dark Magician to compensate for that, and then luckily that ended up paying out. So I was happy for that.
The one thing this seed did give to me, like when I'm going through and clearing checks, I'm looking for hookshot and kind of looking for lamp, though not really. I'm clearing all these things out, and I'm looking at my health. I'm sitting on 6 hearts fighter sword going into Thieves Town, needing 2 items for go mode. It was like a really weird situation, and turns out my collection rate was 172. 172 when a seed route had a 145 time is bonkers.
Yeah, with the boots at like almost sub 10 minutes, if not actually sub 10, like seeds like this usually go by pretty quick. This seed was a relatively nice seed. Hookshot was kind of trolly just the way I route, but also it was an Aga seed, so there's no reason to get dropped off at the pyramid, not check that location.
Yeah.
And then Quake being on Bombo's tablet. I mean, if I had done Smith Chain before diving, Turtle Rock or clearing ice, maybe this would have been a different seed. But I don't know. I never regret full clearing a pendant or full clearing a crystal nut.
Yeah, I routed in when I got the flute from Thieves Town. That's when I went to Death Mountain and got the Titan's Mitts, and that's what put me into. I need these items for go mode: Quake, Lamp, and Hookshot. Though I didn't really need Lamp. And it was then I was like, all right, let me do the logic chain. What did Mitts open up for me? Because Mitts was the last item I got, and I was like, oh, it opened up for me Smith. So let me do the Smith chain. I already knew Purple Chest was dead. So I was like, all right, let me do Smiths. Let me do Graveyard Ledge. Graveyard Ledge was earlier, and that had silvers. But let me do the K45 Ledge, and then let me do the Bombos tablet, and that was like a half hour in, and that got me Quake, and that's when I was like, all right, maybe Lamp or Hookshot is in Mire, and that'll lead to the other items. So that's why I did Mire, and I did Mire in the dark for like the 4th or 5th time ever. But I got it first try.
Nice. One thing I will say, I was a little nervous, as excited as I would have been to get like a 37-minute go mode. I think at that point I was still on like 6 hearts and blue mail.
Exactly.
And fighter
that's what I was
sword.
worried about.
So, I mean, luckily, Hera had Tempered Sword, but I really wanted to skip Paradox Cave. I went immediately and checked the Turtle Rock Medallion, saw that it was Ether, did a quick check of Super Bunny and Paradox. I wanted to skip it, but I didn't want to go, even with Tempered Sword and Bluemail, I didn't want to have that, like, if Meyer was Bombos or Ether, and I was in Go mode, I didn't want to finish the game on that level of health. So I did a couple of checks, like trying to find health, and then luckily, quote unquote, luckily, Meyer ended up being Quake. So I ended up finishing the game, relatively with a relatively reasonable loadout.
Yeah. It was a very interesting race between you two, definitely, and it was a pretty close race, actually, up until just before GT, since
Oh, my Turtle Rock was horrible. Don't bring up my Turtle Rock. Please don't bring up my Turtle Rock. That was the worst Turtle Rock I ever did. Forgot the big key, screwed up Trinex. It was awful.
Yeah. But in the end, everything went down P-Train's way. But also finished now has Virtual Cat with time of 1 hour 53:25 in 17th place and has joined us for an interview. GG.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Pretty good, Virtua Cat. What are you playing for us now, by the way?
This is Family Feud for the Super Nintendo. We are trying to guess survey questions.
I have that also.
Ray Cohn.
You had enough of Zelda for the night?
After that seed, I actually really like that seed. This is just kind of my gimmick because I played this after. But no, I like that seed a lot. I have been experimenting with different routing early in the game, and it's kind of helped a little bit for me. I've stepped away from the game for about a month and a half now, and this is my first seed back in that time, and I think I did okay. I need to learn bomb jumps with the by shadows and swords instead of by Link's hat because I messed it up with Yoshi there a couple times. But getting Ether off of Agaledge like super late, that was not great.
Yeah, it was on the restream quite interesting to watch since we had quite a variety of routing choices and situations. In the end, it was, I think, you missing the Ether medallion while Rambler was still searching for that hookshot before him to go for that Ether, and P-Train missing that Quake medallion. So for quite some time you were still kind of off in this race.
Yeah, I wish flippers weren't in Hype Cave because I felt really good about doing the Zora area check early.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I think you and Marthgirl both fake flippered that area while Rambler and P-Train actually went to Hype Cave first, so got the flipper.
For the record, I did try to fake flipper that area, but I took a fireball to the face.
Yeah, that kind of stops it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there was so much happening already, and it was so much you already got. I didn't quite catch all of you, but it worked out in those ways that you actually had to go back for the swords, and that's always, yeah. You don't want to have to go back just for that. Especially if you find the flippers shortly after doing fake flipper.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, and I got up to Laser Bridge without realizing that I did not get that cape at race game, and I had to learn how to do laser skips on the fly.
Oh wow, they're not that bad if you have boots.
I didn't use them.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of brute forced my way in.
Yeah, you can get it.
But thankfully, I needed that that safety fairy. I got there at the end of the game, and Ganon hurts. He's big.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He's a big boy and a big pig, and at least you had the silvers. P-Train was showing off his non-silver skills.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. I mean, getting mirror as early as I did, I wanted to do all those checks up there with boots as quickly as I could. So I had silvers, I think, before I went into any dungeon.
All right, and at this point, it looks like we're pretty much just watching Math Girl finish up Turtle Rock, and then she's going to be able to get to go through Ganon's Tower as well.
I should have just done full right side instead of doing Dark Magician.
I mean, Dark Magician would have worked. Well, full Dark Magician would have worked. I think with a full Dark Magician, I think you go straight to Ice Armos. Or you do the Stalfos room mirror, and then go right side all the way to Ice Armos.
That's what I ended up doing.
Okay, that would have worked. You couldn't have gone full right because there wasn't a key in Oprah. So you had to go to the Stalfos room first.
Okay.
I mean, technically, if there's a small key in tile room, you could do it, kind of.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think that's actually the fastest way to do it then. At that point, it's probably faster to just grab that small key on the left side and then go right side.
I did have a really dumb death in Misery Mire. Like, I thought that I could get down there and get the fairy, but yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I remember that one. That was kind of nasty to see. It always hurts when there's just this one fireball that's saying, nope, you're not gonna get out of here alive.
Yeah, that was kind of the way that my last room of my gauntlet was feeling too.
But yeah, it was definitely a fun race to watch because all those possibilities and all the different routings and decisions that were shown made it pretty amazing watch, and for the longest time a pretty open race. So thanks again for you to show off all your skills, or at least attempt to. Yeah. If
Skills, quotation marks there.
Yeah. If you've liked what you've seen, give those runners a follow. They absolutely deserved it for what they have shown off here. Guys, if you have anything left that you want to say, you might as well do it now.
GG, everybody. I really enjoyed it.
Well, it's definitely a joy to watch you guys do this and to watch your skill. So, honestly, thank you for running and thank you for letting yourselves be restreamed.
No problem. I'm going to finish up some Family Feud and I'm going to go to bed. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you to our commentators and our trackers, and everybody else who ran. And big shout out to my boy GTG. I miss you, buddy. Haven't talked to you in a while. So say hi to me every now and then.
Take care, man. Looks like
I'm
Rollin,
probably going to step out too. I will catch y'all later. I appreciate the restream.
have a good night.
See ya.
Lucky you guys, we get to stay here for a little bit longer while Math Girl finishes up Ganon's Tower. I'm joking. I'm not trying to make it sound like this is a pain, because like I said, for real, it's a joy watching you guys.
Definitely. And while Math Girl tries to go Hope Room and hopefully, or hopes to find a key, there will be none. And oh, is that a tie room, Gamble? Is that a tie room? No.
Nope.
Because not having a key. But well, at this point we probably should give a big shout out to our trackers today, which were Radio Hopfen and Ali Song, doing all that button clicking behind the scenes to make our lives here as commentators just more easy. And with the stuff we all always missed and forgot to notice, it was definitely a big help. So big thanks to those. And yeah.
And also thanks to you, Rallin, for doing this with me, even though you're tired, about as tired as I am. And thank you for dealing with my internet cutting off halfway through and going alone. But that's just one of the joys when you're commentating. Sometimes that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, not much you can do about it. Just go on, it will fix itself. That's how this stuff works, right? But yeah, looking at the schedule, it seems we are finishing out for today, so doesn't seem to be something going on tonight anymore. So for tomorrow there is the what do we have? We have at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, apparently, the new Super Mario Brothers DS tournament, which will be on Speed Gaming. And then later in the day, another A Link to the Past daily race and Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer race will be happening, as well as later on at 6 p.m. This pod racer will be at 3 p.m. At 6 p.m. there will be a Super Metroid double anti-bingo tournament happening, as well as at 7 p.m. and then at 9 p.m. tomorrow another daily race, which the mode is to be determined. The 2 p.m. daily race will be a standard one.
Math girl visiting Bob.
Yeah, getting close to that big key. I mean, it wasn't really Bob that was there, it was Bob's evil twin brother.
Gosh, these silver arrows make this fight such a beauty, though, I have to say, even on ice.
Yeah, Mathgirl not even bothering with the ice properties, just standing there and saying, I did toot you.
Doop, 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 doop. Math girl getting that last chest just for funsies.
What could have been a gold sword? You never know.
You never know.
Might as
I don't
well
think
take
we've
it.
seen Butter. We haven't seen Butter Sword through any of this.
Nope, but we haven't seen anything in Swamp, I believe, and no one did the chests in Desert.
Just kind of using Desert as a means to get to Mire, which makes perfect sense.
I think we saw all 4 bottles actually, but none of the runners got all 4. I think Maskell and Pete Crane got a different 3rd bottle. Oh, right. They didn't. Was the hint. I know we had locations of all 4 bottles. Another instance of our tracker actually paying more attention than we did, so hooray for trackers! But yeah, in between our runners we had actually quite a lot of people finishing up. We had, of those who didn't get called out before, Koi finishing in 6th place, Hydropower in 7th, Marty 7449 8th place, Salty Fry finishing in 9th, Matt 7898 in 11th place, Gamatu, nee, Matt finished 10th, Rambler was 11th. I can't even do this mouth words anymore.
That's all right. That's all right. We're almost done. Come on, hang it in there.
But Gamatu finishing 12th, Cassidy Moen finishing 13th.
Now here's the question: how many people were running this race today, total?
I believe somewhere. Wait, I did check that. Was it 27?
Okay. So Math Girl, I believe, is still possibly in the top half if the 12th is finished.
Subtracting Gatekeeper and Joe. I think we have 20. No, 27. I think 27 was on the mark actually. 27 runners. But yeah, we had ZZZ Cube finishing 14th. 07 Falcon finishing 15th place, nailing a personal best for racing by 2 minutes and 22 seconds with a time of 1 hour 50 minutes and 2 seconds. Casey finished 16th place, also with the personal race best, with a time of 1 hour 51 and 17 minutes. Virtual Cat was 17th, then Signum's finishing in 18th place, HXC Jellers finishing 19th place, Salem 99 finishing 20th place, Quizbowl finishing in 21, actually tying that 21st place with AK Drist within time for both of 1 hour 56 minutes and 8 seconds. Uh, 5-4 finishing 23rd, Claris.com finishing 24th, Arrow Fodder finishing in 25th place, and Danny Music finishing in 26th place. So if I got that entrance one, we are waiting only for Master to finish out this race.
Come on, Math Girl. Everyone who's still here, who's still rooting, you are awesome. Let's make sure Math Girl finishes this out strong as well.
Yeah, not much more to go. Just nailing this one more bomb.
Hey, they did it.
Now powering those anti-fairies and bunny beams for refilled, getting the full magic. Might as well check for the gold sword.
Nope. Just a heart.
And then quick fight against Odom to Just nail that spin.
That was easy.
Grab this last chest for one more heart. God, that was the fourth heart piece. And now on to triple Aga. Ooh,
That was rough. Nothing there.
yeah, that was nasty timing on the first
Oh,
one.
and the second. Oh, that's at least one hit.
Oh,
Come on, Math Girl!
that's one more. Another one. And another one. Just doing it the easy way. And then beautiful setup. Gets in a double. And now on to that one last fight against that big pig.
Alright, let's
Well,
get this a strong finish. We've got the cape, we've got the silver arrows, we've got Math Girl smacking away at him with the bacon blade.
yeah, we have half magic, we have the lamp, we have fire rod, we have everything you could possibly imagine you want to have, except for the gold sword. So we need 12 slashes per phase, not just 6. It's already into phase 3, making short work of Ganon with cape strats. 4 more hits to get into phase 4, of which 2 already have been done. Number 3. Number 4. And now on to... you might want to not just stand there, because there's a fire red coming your way. Okay. Tank through it with this torchlight. But we have silver arrows, so no need to worry. And there is silver arrow number 2.
Alright.
And number 3. And there's one more missing. Taking another fire bat. Tanking like it's nothing. And the last one.
Bonk!
Nailed it.
Yay, Math Girl!
And apparently there were more runners than I noticed, since Math Girl actually finishing this seed in 30th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 19 minutes and 9 seconds, improving the personal best by an astounding 1 hour, 30 minutes and 28 seconds.
Woohoo! That is nice.
But before Math Girl finished Cory Wayne in 27th place, Doragon in 28th place, and Barbecue Sauce, I think you can pronounce that, finished in 29th. Apparently there's still a runner going on. since we apparently had 32 entrants, of which one had forfeited and there's one still racing.
Mm-hmm. Overall, pretty good set of racers, though. This was enjoyable, even with the shenanigans up and down.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the seed had so much options for what you could have done and what you could have skipped or not done or put aside. And seeing all the different takes on this was really fun, and it led to quite a variety of things that did happen and could happen. I mean, as for the logic, what was possible at one point, I mean, when do you have a seat quite this open, which could lead to a pedestal lamp?
Hello.
Hey, Met Girl! Good job!
GG.
Oh, thanks. Oh man, what a seat.
That had some rough bits. Getting that fighter sword so late.
When I saw the flipper sent, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do that.
And then, surprise, you actually needed the flippers.
Wait, did I?
What, wasn't it on the ledge?
Oh,
Or am I getting the time? I may be getting the order wrong. I'm sorry. It's late.
Well, the sword
Well,
was indeed on the left.
I've seen the flippers on Sorledge, but actually there's a way around that. And I know it, but yeah, I decided to just... I don't think I had boots at the time. So, what all the other runners do now, I'm curious.
Quite a bunch of stuff, but none did the same. But that's about all I can say for it, really. I mean, it was quite all over the place. I mean, we had P-Train checking for Lumberjack instantly, which Richard Cat did not until very late.
Oh man. I mean, you know what's funny? They said in the SRL before the race, they're like, it's gonna be an Agassiz, you know. And what you know?
It was indeed not just not the way we expected it.
What were you guys expecting?
I mean, I was hoping for the ped along with Aga, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, we had actually quite a variety of options open to us since we had Dark World access 10 minutes in for at least 3 of our runners. And from there, everyone kind of went their own way, some sort of. So we had early boots on one side, but yeah, things led to stuff being skipped. So Enryranda left behind that hookshot for quite a while before going to finally do Lumberjack, or doing Egger for Lumberjack, and then got in the hookshot on the way. But P-Train missing out on that Quake medallion. So for the longest time we were actually knowing what had to be done, but none of the runners did all of the things.
Oh my. Yeah, I was like, oh no, of course it's quick. So I was like, as I was going to Bombo's tablet, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go to Swamp after this. And then Quake falls from the sky, and it's like, oh, never mind.
Surprise!
Oh, what'd you guys think of my Dark Agate Tower?
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I'm not usually that bad at it, but I got lost in one of the rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I would have done this just as bad, if not worse. I not really do it that much ever, so it looked kinda solid for it.
Yeah. I still remember the time I had to do fire rodless, lampless agate tower with only the cane of Samaria. And a sword, of course. That was interesting.
I can imagine.
Yeah. GG's to everybody. Yay on sub 230. First time.
Yeah, you improved your personal best from what I understood.
Yeah, so I think that's still from... Oh, I don't even know when that was. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, probably, but that was quite an improvement. I mean, it's not often you see an improvement of about 90 minutes
Yeah.
in that PB.
I mean, it wasn't really a PB of 90 minutes. It was more like a PB of 15 minutes, but still.
Yeah, but for official races here on SRL, it kind of is. It's what is recorded. So, in one way, it actually is. And I mean, if you would manage to improve it by that amount again, it would be kind of impressive. But I don't think that would be realistic in any way.
Probably not without some kind of super plan, though. Yeah.
Just a little bit
I'm
more
gonna
work.
head
You
off
can
of
get
here.
there. All right, Math Girl, take care.
Yeah.
Have a
GG
great night.
again.
Thanks for the commentary and tracking everything.
Anytime. You know. And I think with that, we may as well start wrapping up things here on our end, huh?
Yeah, I think it's about getting time.
All right. Well, to chat, thank you very much for having us. I, again, am Tony, aka Tony Likes Games. This is Rowland Tanker. And I'm, for one, am exhausted, so I'm probably going to pass out after this. Rowland, you got anything else to say?
Just thanks again for all of you to do this for the restream and for our viewers to bear with us, get our tired ramblings and not just run away. And yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Take care.